And now back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Look at her, she's spittin' nerdy. Look at her, she's spittin' nerdy. Can't you see she's spittin' nerdy? Look at her, she's spittin' nerdy.
Good morning, everyone. A few months ago, quite a while ago now actually, I made a video called Best Diet for Weight Loss, and in that video, I discussed how there is no one best diet for weight loss, and that if you want to change your body and find the best diet to help you do that, you have to figure out what agrees best with your individual body. In that video, I laid out the protocol that I wanted to follow to figure out the best diet for my body. It started with phase 1, which was a gut healing phase in which I did various things that would theoretically heal my gut, because I probably have quite a bit of gut damage from having undiagnosed celiac disease for so long, as well as taking antibiotics forever because I was an undiagnosed celiac and I was sick all the time. So I finished phase 1 like, I don't know, 2 months ago, and at that point I had enough of feeling really restricted with my diets and stuff, and it had been making me like want to binge and not feel good about food. So I took a break, went back to doing my own thing, and did a little bit of meandering along the way, trying some other diets and stuff. I think now that I'm really ready and in the right headspace to dive back in and start phase 2, which is the elimination diet phase. This phase is designed to help me figure out what foods I am intolerant to and don't respond well to, so that I can just eliminate those from my diet. Because if you're intolerant to a food, or something that you're eating is causing your body to not respond well, that puts extra stress on your body, and it's better to just not eat those things. So yesterday I went to the farmer's market in Whole Foods and got a whole bunch of foods to kick off my elimination diet number 1, paleo. So when I get back from my walk, I'll show you guys what I got and how I'm meal prepping this week, because I'm trying something a little bit different. So we'll see how that goes. So I'm starting off with paleo because I feel like it's a really good baseline. It eliminates a lot of common allergens as well as foods that are commonly very inflammatory for people. So the main food groups it eliminates are dairy, grains, legumes, as well as starchy vegetables. And then there's also a little bit of gray area when it comes to sweeteners. Some people argue some things are paleo and some things aren't. Basically, you want everything to be as unrefined and unprocessed as possible. So with that being said, here's my grocery haul for the week. I am new to this, so if there's something in here that's like not paleo and I'm just not realizing it, please do let me know in the comments below. Starting with what is in my fruit bowl, I got quite a few lemons. They're kind of still green, so I don't know if they're ripe yet, but we'll see. Quite a few avocados. I think I'm probably gonna eat about an avocado a day. And then I tried to go with fruits that are currently in season, so I have 2 pluots, a peach, some dried figs, as well as a grapefruit. I got some cashew milk, and it's been a while since I've talked about this brand on my channel. I post about Malk on my Instagram all the time because I use it all of the time. I love this brand so much because their ingredients are super simple. This is their unsweetened vanilla almond milk, and literally all that's in it is filtered water, organic sprouted almonds, natural vanilla flavor derived from vanilla beans, and Himalayan salt. That is it. Also got some coconut water to throw in a smoothie if I make a smoothie. I got 2 giant sweet potatoes, some pickled cabbage. Pickled foods are a great source of probiotics. As a little treat, I got a pop and bottle cacao almond milk. This stuff is pretty darn expensive, but similar to Malk, the ingredients are also super clean and it tastes really good. It uses dates as a sweetener, so it is pretty sweet, but it's dates, so like it's paleo and unprocessed, which is great. Then I got some almond flour grain-free tortillas. The Siete brand is a fantastic brand if you're paleo. All of their stuff is really good. Some Brussels sprouts. I tried to buy stuff that's mostly in season. I think Brussels sprouts are almost in season, but whatever. Eggplants, on the other hand, I'm pretty sure are in season, so I got a ton of tiny different eggplants. I got the stripy one and the purple one and the white one and the dark purple one. I don't actually know if I'm a fan of eggplants, so this will be a fun experiment. I got some squash because that's in season. Got some more Siete Chips. I feel like I do a lot better on specific diets when I don't feel like I'm super restricted and can't eat certain foods. I feel like having chips around and available just makes me feel like I have more options, so it'll keep me from wanting to binge on other things that aren't paleo. And as far as the rest of the veggies go, I have some carrots, kale, some arugula down here, some cabbage, as well as some cucumbers. I have some plain unsweetened non-vanilla almond milk, got some eggs from the farmer's market. I'm trying a new Primal kitchen dressing. I figured it'd be good to get some sort of paleo dressing just to tie my dishes together and make them taste better and not have to make it myself, because that will just take forever and deter me from ever doing anything. Got some strawberries and raspberries. These are both low glycemic and high in nutrients. And then I have been going through such a yogurt phase lately. I grew up hating yogurt, like literally detesting it so much. Even the stuff that was full of sugar, I just really didn't like it. I don't know what's gotten into me lately. It's like my body's trying to make up for 23 years of not eating yogurt. I've just been having yogurt so frequently, but it makes me feel really good and I'm really liking it now. I got this new brand, it's Coyo. I believe it's an Australian brand, but I love it so much because not only does it taste amazing, but the ingredients are also super clean. And then the other brand that I use is the GT's Cocoyo. One's Coyo, this is Cocoyo. It's a little confusing, but if you're looking for something healthy, they sound similar, so just grab either one. Last but not least is Mulberries. Mulberries are in season right now, and then I saw these and I was like, oh, I wonder if they're paleo. And I'm pretty sure they are. I read the ingredients and they seem paleo to me, and I love coconut macaroons, so these are gonna be great as like a little treat. Ooh, no, I can break these up and put them on top of my coconut yogurt with some berries and some chocolate. Oh, that sounds amazing. So that's all of my fruit, veg, and other. I'm gonna put all of the cold stuff back in the fridge now before I move on to the meat. I just dug into my freezer and discovered that I also bought this at Whole Foods. It's a paleo bread from Julian Bakery. I have no idea how good this is gonna be. It might be absolutely horrible, but at least I have something if like I wanna make avocado toast. Also, I bought kombucha, but I drank it all. So months ago when I first started talking about trying to be more dedicated to buying properly sourced meat that's grass-fed, pasture-raised, like for their entire lives, organically grown, hormone and antibiotic free, etc., I got a lot of people being like, Marissa, why don't you just use ButcherBox? Because I was literally driving an hour every weekend to and from the one butcher that I had found that gave me meat like that, until I discovered that at my farmer's market 2 blocks past my house, they have the same thing. That drastically cut down my commute time, but that stuff is still really expensive. And so I decided that it was time for me to finally try ButcherBox. So I got my first ever ButcherBox in the mail. Most of you knew about ButcherBox before I did, but for those of you who don't know what it is, it's essentially a subscription service for high quality meat. All of their meat is 100% grass-fed, pasture-raised, hormone and antibiotic free, and I believe it's all raised on farms that are organic. Not all of them are certified organic because it does cost a lot of money to get the certification, but they source from farms that are organic. So it's basically the same quality of meat that I'm getting at the farmer's market. The one drawback about getting it via ButcherBox though is that I really like the process of going to the farmer's market and speaking with and talking to and shaking hands with the people that are literally growing my food, and in this case raising the animals that I'm eating. It's also really nice that the farmer's market is super locally sourced, whereas ButcherBox meat comes from all over the country, and they also source some meat from Australia, I believe. Or is that Chipotle? Is it both Chipotle and ButcherBox? I should check that. Okay, yeah, it's ButcherBox that sources from Australia. I'm pretty sure Australia has like even better meat growing regulations though, so I'm not sure that's necessarily a bad thing. But anyway, this is my first ButcherBox. I'm really excited about it. It is significantly cheaper, which is really nice because although I don't really have a problem spending as much money as I need to on things that are very important to my health, it is nice to save money and still get a good quality product. So what we have in the box is 2 grass-fed beef ribeye steaks, 1 grass-fed beef strip loin steak. JK, make that 2 grass-fed beef strip loin steaks. A giant grass-fed beef boneless chuck roast. I've never had chuck roast before, so that'll be interesting. And then I got some of their pork breakfast sausage and also threw in some of their uncured sugar-free bacon. And that's everything. That's quite a bit of meat. I think it'll feed me. It'll be definitely much longer than this 1 week. This is not just meat for the week. As I've said before, if you're eating red meat, I think it's really important to make sure that it's properly and healthfully sourced, because a lot of the problems that we see with red meat that are showing up in the research is based on red meat that is factory farmed, pumped full of hormones, not pasture raised, etc. Grass-fed pasture raised meat is also a lot more nutrient dense. It is a little bit more expensive, but if you can afford it, it's really worth investing in your health. Do a quick little Google search for farmers markets in your area or for butchers that sell pasture-raised, grass-fed, etc. meat. If you don't have any of those around you, ButcherBox is the next best option, and it's actually cheaper usually, so it might even be the best option if having locally sourced meat is not as important to you. Now, this is not a sponsored video, but if you do want to try out ButcherBox, I have a link down in the description that you can use to get $10 off and free bacon with your first order. So go check that out if you're interested, and in the meantime, we're gonna get meal prepping. Okay, you know what? No, before I start meal prepping, I'm gonna make some breakfast because it is now, oh my God, it's almost 3 p.m. I am hungry, and I think I'm gonna have some yogurt. I'm gonna make a parfait because A, it's too hot for eggs, and B, Yogurt is life now. I don't know what's happening to me. I'm so different.
So for this parfait, I'm gonna use one of my coconut yogurts, have some fresh fruit. I'm gonna mix in some 4 Sigmatic Reishi hot chocolate mix. Reishi is really good at balancing cortisol levels and reducing stress. I have a seed mix here from You Choose Superfoods. Of course, have to throw in some Nohmad chocolate. I'm gonna crumple up one of the Macaroons. I've been obsessed with Artisanal Organics cashew butter, so I'm gonna top it with that. I have some Paleo Nola, Paleo chocolate granola. And then around the back here, we have some coconut and some hemp seeds.
Oh my god, that could not have turned out more beautiful. I am so excited to eat this. Wow. Okay, I'm ready to start meal prepping, but this week we're doing something a little bit different. I don't have all my meals planned out for the week. I don't have like all my stuff calorie counted, and I don't have a set breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Instead, what I'm gonna do is just prepare all of the ingredients and then put things together on the fly. Because in the past, what I've noticed is that when I have my breakfast, lunch, and dinner like set in stone and it's pre-made, I either get super tired of one of the meals after 2 days and then just can't physically stomach eating the rest of it, or I feel like I want to binge on everything and then I eat what I'm supposed to eat and then I eat a ton extra. So we're trying a new strategy, gonna see how it works, just prep a bunch of stuff, make it ready to go so that I can throw together meals really quickly. For breakfast, my 2 options for this week are either gonna be an egg dish or a parfait. So the parfait is pretty much ready to go. I just have to wash the rest of the fruit, and as far as the eggs go, pretty much all I need to prepare is the kale, because I like to throw kale into my egg scrambles. So I'm gonna cut up all of my kale so that my kale is chopped and ready to just be taken by the handful. For dinner, I'm just gonna kind of do whatever I want with the rest of the veggies. This could be a really big salad topped with some protein, or a wrap in those Siete wraps that I have, or I have some coconut turmeric wraps that I might throw stuff in. I just want the stuff there and ready to go so that whenever I'm feeling like I can just make it. So I'm gonna start with the things that need to be baked because those are gonna take the longest. I have I just hit myself in the face with my Brussels sprouts. I have my Brussels sprouts, and I also have my 2 sweet potatoes. For variety's sake, I think I'm gonna take this one and just pierce it and like make like just a whole baked potato, and then this one I'll chop up into chunks and bake the chunks.
All I do is adore you all of the time. I like to I like to I like to love you every day. I like to love you, love you. I like to love you, love you.
Okay, so we got sweet potato and Brussels sprouts in the oven. Now we have the kale. Kale is like the bane of my existence. I like eating it, but I hate chopping kale. And having unchopped kale is like the reason I don't eat more kale, because it takes me forever to like wash it and dry it and chop it and cut it. So we're getting it all out of the way right now so that I have plenty of kale to eat this week.
I like to love you.
25 minutes later, my kale is finally chopped. I put it out here so that it dries off a little bit before I put it in bags and stick it back in the fridge. Now it's time to chop the rest of the veggies. These actually look so pretty. Like, I'm so happy with how colorful all this is. It brings me so much joy.
I like to I like to love you every day. I like to love you, love you.
And working on the last thing, which is the meat. I have a ribeye steak and a sirloin steak cooking up, and I'm just gonna leave them whole and put them in containers and then chop them up as I need them to put them in things. And here is the final meal prep. I thought this was gonna take me less time than a normal meal prep. It took me about 2 hours, which is longer than I was hoping, but I guess it is a little bit shorter than it usually takes me to cook. I'm just really slow at chopping things, especially kale. I hate chopping up kale.
Anyway, we have our 2 ginormous bags of kale, the baked sweet potato, which actually turned out amazing, and then I chopped up the other sweet potato, cabbage, chopped up the onion, all of the chopped squashes and eggplants and stuff. This is all the meat that got cooked up, chopped carrots, some Brussels sprouts. Oh, they look so pretty. I'm gonna eat one of these right now. And then, last night, I made a paleo brownie. I'm gonna work on tweaking this recipe a little bit and then I will share it with you once it's perfect.
Also, this obviously isn't all of the food. I still have all of my like breakfast stuff, the yogurt and the fruit in the fridge. This is just everything that I had to like physically chop and prepare and bake. Now that my meal prep is accomplished, I think it is time for me to get a little bit of movement in before I eat some of my meal prep for dinner. Today was not a workout day, which means today is a trigger session day. For those of you who have done MAPS Anabolic from MindPump, you know what I'm talking about. For those of you who have not, the program is essentially 2 to 3 full body workouts in the gym, doing like heavy resistance training, and then on the off days, you do trigger sessions with resistance bands to keep the muscle building signal going without causing any extra damage to the muscle. So I'm gonna do a quick trigger session as well as probably a little bit of mobility flow kind of work. I just did that. I was like a little bit stressed before because meal prepping and everything took longer than I was expecting, and somehow it just became late. And I just did like that little flow session and the trigger session. I feel so zen. I feel good. I did say I would update you guys on how I'm feeling post-fasting mimicking diet. I feel pretty darn great. I feel like my digestion was so much better than it was the week before the fasting mimicking diet, so that's really nice. Yesterday was my first workout post-fasting mimicking diet, and I was able to really push myself. So yeah, overall, feeling great. But I think it's now dinner time, so I'm going to throw something together and then probably have some of that brownie, get a little more work done, and go to bed. So I will leave you guys here. If you liked the video, please do give it a big thumbs up because it really does support me and my channel. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down in the comments below. If you have any questions pertaining specifically to why I'm doing this, please do go check out my best diet for weight loss video because it really does outline pretty much everything and will answer pretty much all of your questions. Share this video with all of your friends and your family and your paleo meal prep friends. Subscribe for more videos and hit the notification button so you don't miss future videos, and I will see you very soon. Bye.